For 2.2.2, to find the y-intercept, we're going to have questions that look like one of these. So this says, what is the y-intercept for a line that has a slope of -4 and passes through this point? And so we're given some information and then we're asked to find the y-intercept. And so we want to first label what we are given. So slope is always represented by m, and points are always represented by x and y. And so if we have m, we have x, and we have y, we have almost everything for y equals mx plus b. The only thing we do not have is b, which is our y-intercept, which is what we are trying to find. So we can go ahead and plug in everything that we know into our equation. So we have y is -8, m is -4, x is 2, and we do not know b. This is why labeling comes in handy for us. We see that y is -8, and a lot of people want to put -8 over here, but make sure you put it in the right spot. Once we go to simplify it, then we multiply first to get -8 equals -8 plus b. And then we want to get b by itself, so I want to get rid of this -8 by adding. -8 plus 8 is 0. And 0 is a number. It's okay if your y-intercept is 0, but our final step is always going to be to write this as a point. So we want to write it as 0, comma, number. And in this case, it's just 0, comma, 0. This is our y-intercept. And I wanted to show you one more that works with a fraction, because sometimes we get a little nervous around fractions, so I wanted to show you one with that as well. And it's a little bit of a different setup. So it says find the y-intercept, and then it gives you m, and then it says the point as well. So it's not a sentence, it's just kind of listed. And so again, we're going to label. This one's already labeled m, and this one is x and y. And again, we start the same way. We plug in our values into y equals mx plus b. So 4 equals 1/4 is m, -12 is x, and we don't know b. So I just plugged in my values to y equals mx plus b. And then when you multiply, use your technology to your advantage. So grab a calculator and do, if you want to type it in parentheses, I think my calculator in your phones probably work the same way. So 1 divided by 4 in parentheses is 1/4 times -12. And we get -3. So we have 4 equals -3 plus b. And then we want to get rid of that by adding. And we get 7. But again, you have to write that as a coordinate point. So your y-intercept is 0, 7. Oops. There we go. And so with fractions, just make sure you use your technology, especially if there's negatives involved, so you can just double check your work and make sure you get that correct.